Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Maris. So people are just joining. I see we have a few people joining. Good morning. Ayoade, Ukot. We'll just be starting. Thank you for joining a few minutes early. We'll be starting in just 5 minutes. So thank you for your patience and pleasure to have you. Good morning. Oh, I should say good afternoon for most. So depending on where everyone's at, good morning or good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. We have a few people just joining. So hello, good morning, good afternoon, Ife Oluwa and Adedoyen. So thank you for joining. We'll just be starting in around 5 minutes. So thanks everyone for joining. Yeah, 5 minutes. We'll start 2 minutes after. We have people starting to join now, which is great. Thank you those who just joined. We're gonna give it just till 2 minutes after, let people join. So thank you everyone. Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Thank you for those who just joined. As I just said before, we'll be starting 2 minutes after. So just give us please a couple minutes to let people join and we'll be kicking off in just a few minutes. Thanks everyone. Great. We're just now at 3 o'clock. I see a few new people have joined. So thank you again for joining. We're going to be starting at 2 minutes after. So just hang tight for 2 minutes and we'll kick off. So thank you very much. And we appreciate you being here with us. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where everyone is. I see we have a few people still joining, so we're going to give it just till 5 minutes after. We see people are running a little late, so we appreciate your patience, and we'll be starting in just a few minutes. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here, and we'll be starting in just a few minutes. Thank you. And I just note that during the presentation, if there's any questions, you'll see the chat option on your screen. So just go there, ask any questions. They'll be answered either on the spot or we'll leave all questions to the end. So any questions during the presentations, anything that comes up, just put it into the chat and we'll be sure to answer your questions. We'll be starting in now it's 8:03 in just 2 more minutes. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone who just joined. We'll be kicking off in just 1 minute at 5 after. We'll give some people some time to join because I see people are just now starting to come, kicking off on Nigeria time. So just give us a little patience and we'll get started in just a minute. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get started. I'm sure others will join as we kickstart the presentation, but we'll start with the introduction. And pleasure to have you all here, and thank you for joining. I'm delighted to be with our guests and partners for the event, Arkland Properties, Arkland Group, with Evelyn and Merez. So thank you so much for being here, and it's a pleasure to have this with you all. Great. So how we're going to do this is I'm going to start off with a brief introduction into what we do at Ceso Global, for those of you who don't know us, which I'm sure many of you are aware. And then we're going to jump into some key aspects of what Arkland Group has been building, their amazing developments in Eko Atlantic. And so today is all around understanding the opportunity, the investments, what's happening in Eko Atlantic. It's a very exciting new city in Lagos. Arkland Group is really a leader in the space, multiple developments in Eko Atlantic, but we'll also get to hear about some of their great developments happening outside of Eko Atlantic as well. And I'm sure, as many of you know who are following Nigerian real estate, it's a fantastic time to be buying in Lagos. The city and the population is ever growing, ever expanding. And as more people are moving in, options are being developed in new areas, new apartments, new towers. So we're going to hear some options around investing in early, why one should invest at the off-plan stage, and really how you can get into this amazing opportunity. So without further ado, we'll kick off. And firstly, want to say thank you to all of you in the audience. We appreciate you taking the time this afternoon to join us. And we hope you enjoy the presentation. I'll just note for some housekeeping, if there's any questions at any time, please drop them in the comments section. And you can direct them at one of the speakers, or you can just ask the question in general, and we'll either answer it on the spot or we'll leave questions till the end. At the end, we'll have the opportunity for everyone to ask questions and kind of in a rapid fire mode. So any questions, hold them and you'll be able to ask them directly. So thank you very much. So it's very nice to meet you all. My name is Daniel Block. I'm the CEO of Ceso Global. Ceso Global is Africa's trusted property marketplace. We offer properties you can buy, but the key aspect is properties you can trust. All the properties on the Ceso marketplace have been fully verified before they go live on our website to ensure that the process will be simple, smooth, and secure. So let's take it to the next end. If you go to our website, we're a digital real estate company, ceso.global. You can go on and see the properties we have available. We're live in both Ghana and Nigeria. Today, we're going to be focusing on the Nigeria side. So you can go onto the site. You can click on one of the properties. You can do a search to find the type of units that you're interested in. So what is Ceso Global? In the simple end, Ceso Global is a digital real estate broker. We sell properties and property-related service. We provide a one-stop shop for our clients. So not only do we help find the property developers, which is a very key aspect, fantastic developers such as Arkland Group, but we can also help you with the pre and post-transaction. So we can connect you to one of our law firms. We have 6 law partners in Nigeria. They can help you with the title search, the verification. If you're looking for a bank, a survey, or value or insurance, we have partners in that space as well to give you that opportunity as a one-stop shop from finding the property all the way up to registering the title at the end. So we want to be there with you the full end. So you can really think of Ceso as your broker, that we want to work with you, the client, to help the process be smooth and secure. We have a fantastic sales team, both locally and abroad. We have a Nigeria-based sales team that can help you on the ground in Lagos, especially. But we also have a great sales team abroad. So Philip Jarman, our COO, leads our team in London with Yasmin and Joel. We'll be having events this year. Now we think that the COVID is ending, things are opening up. So some things to even note, we'll be sending emails about. We'll be having events in October in London, in New York, and in Toronto to really give that on-the-ground experience to make sure that you have a broker, not only in Nigeria, but also in your home country that can work with you every step of the way. So a bit about the service we provide. We work with an array of developers, as I mentioned, both Ghana and Nigeria. Ones that we value, very dearly, such as our friends at Arkland and beyond. And really, as I mentioned, the really goal of Ceso is that finding property in Nigeria can be difficult. It can be hard to know who are the credible developers, who can we work with, who do we know has a proven track record. And so Ceso really wants to be your eyes and ears on the ground. We can help you find these properties. We can help you verify and get the services needed to complete that. As I mentioned, Ceso is a website, but we also have a digital app as well. So you can download the Ceso app on iOS and Android for smooth access and location to your properties. So we encourage you all to download the app, give us feedback, and and join the Ceso family. So this webinar is focused on investing in Eko Atlantic, the future of Lagos. And for those who don't know, Eko Atlantic is a very amazing new project, a new island that's been dredged out of the ocean that's really going to be the gem of West Africa and potentially, the entire continent. We're delighted to be joined by Ms. Evelyn Adumo, the CEO of Arkland Group, and Mr. Merez Boutres, the GM of Arkland Structures, who have been leading the charge on the ground at Eko Atlantic with their fantastic developments of A&A Tower and Phoenix Towers. So before I introduce I bring our speakers in, I would like to give a brief introduction. So thank you all. So Evelyn, it's a pleasure to have you, and to give a bit of background. Evelyn is the COO of Arkland Properties. Evelyn's a seasoned management executive with an in-depth expertise in strategy, negotiation, project design, product management, business development, and change management. Evelyn Adumo is the Chief Operating Officer at Arkland Properties Limited, with a close to a decade's worth of industry-specific experience and extensive hands-on exposure to the operations in the Nigerian real estate space. Prior to her appointment, she was Business Director at Foreshore Waters Limited as a business development expert in the real estate industry. Evelyn has generated well over 15 billion naira in sales revenue across roles. She remains committed to capacity development. So it's a pleasure to have you with us, Evelyn, and share your fantastic experience.
Thank you, Daniel.
Great. And before we kick off with the questions, we're gonna quick intro to Merez. Merez Boutros is the GM of Arkland Structure. Merez graduated from Notre Dame University in Beirut, Lebanon. He holds a bachelor's degree in civil engineering and a master's degree in structural engineering. He has a rich experience of 7 years with companies like OTCE and MATCO in leadership positions in the course of his engineering career. He has played prominent roles in several construction projects in the Middle East, as well as in Nigeria. So really great to see the experience in multiple countries and bring international experience into Nigeria. Merez currently serves as the general manager for Arkland Structures Limited. Merez has led the construction team to put up luxury buildings in urban locations within the country. Some of the locations in Lagos are La Paz Apartments in Victoria Island and A&A Towers in Eko Atlantic. And he is a member of the American Society of Civil Engineers. So it's a pleasure to have you with us, Merez, and we look forward to learning from your experience.
Pleasure is all mine.
Great, excellent. So so we already have a first question. Fantastic. Thank you, Ife. So as I mentioned before, keep the questions coming. Any questions you have, put them into the Q&A, and we'll be sure to answer them during the session. So before we go into Eko Atlantic as a whole, I'm going to bring up the Arkland website. Evelyn, can you tell us a bit of Arkland Properties, the company? What is the company about? What's the focus and some key kind of aspects of the organization?
Thank you, Daniel, and thank you once again for this opportunity to sit and speak about a subject that we're quite passionate about. Arkland Group is a privately owned real estate company that till date we've done about 125 housing units that have been delivered till date, and we still have more projects in the works that are about to be delivered. Also, we're the first purely indigenous real estate development company in Eko Atlantic City, and we're currently the largest developers. So we have our tentacles spread across various parts of the beautiful city of Lagos. Arkland Group, as a subsidiary, has about 4 subsidiaries under it, spanning services that move from construction to development to sales to facility management and to general material trading. So that's who we are. Just because of time, I would ask the participants to find time to go to all our social media pages and read more about what we offer, as a group. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Evelyn. And so that's really amazing. So you guys really take the lead forward in Eko Atlantic and and beyond. But a lot of people might not know exactly what Eko Atlantic is right now, where it is. And so we want to show you on the map that if you see here, we have, for those who don't know, Ikoyi, BI, and this area is Eko Atlantic that's been dredged below it. Merez, as an expert in civil engineering and in all things construction, can you tell us a bit why Eko Atlantic is important and what are the key kind of factors of this island?
Thank you for having us. So first of all, Eko Atlantic came to inception in order to protect the Victoria Island coast. So 10 years ago, the Victoria Island coast was being eroded by heavy sea levels, rising sea levels, So the Eko Atlantic project came to fruition because of that. We have the Great Wall of Lagos, as it's called, spans 8.6 kilometers and it's 18 meters high. It was built to withstand storms that come once every 1,000 years. So practically this wall isn't going anywhere. And the whole Eko Atlantic city was built in order to solve every infrastructure problem in Nigeria and in Africa and all over the world. So proper road networks, proper drainage for storm water, proper sewage drainage, 24-hour electricity. So every infrastructure problem that can arise has been solved in Eko Atlantic. So that's why it is centered to be a metropolis. It's bringing Dubai infrastructure, Dubai quality, everything that made Dubai to Nigeria.
That's amazing. So a little bit of Dubai in Nigeria, and I think you hit the main parts. And I think for those who know Nigeria know that the beach, what was before Eko Atlantic? There was the beach there. What was it called? That got washed away. So we've had issues in the past of this area flooding. I think correct as Mara says before Eko Atlantic, we had BI flooding, and so the Great Wall of Lagos I think is an amazing architectural project. And as we see here, these are some of the pictures of what is being built at Eko Atlantic. I know that the lagoon is already filled, which is amazing. We think people have seen videos online of boats already starting to come in. So really to be an international city within Nigeria, within West Africa. So I want to move over and I'll play the video as you all, if you could speak about it, is the flagship project at Eko Atlantic. So I don't know who wants to take it, Evelyn or Meris, if you could tell us a little bit about A&A Towers and where we're at now and what's special about this development. Oh, did we lose? Are you there? Oh, I think we might have had some internet issues, of course, the Nigeria factor. So while Evelyn is rejoining, if there's anyone from the Ceso team here, please, if you could call them just to help them get back online. I want to show you here, I'll put my A&A Tower hat on right now, a bit about A&A Towers, which is one of the leading developments currently in Eko Atlantic. This is where the project is right now. So it's an amazing tower that's under construction. You can still buy, I think the last few units are still available. This is the construction site that opened up October 2019. So they've been at it for almost 2 years now, which is fantastic. And so it's going to be a multi-use tower, both with commercial and residential. Many of you who have been in Lagos, oh great, Evelyn showing back. Many of you who've been in Lagos have probably seen Azuri Tower and Echo Pearl, which is right nearby. They're getting some great development. So if you can see okay, we're back. Nice. I was
sorry about that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was putting my A&A Tower hat on, so no problem. So I think you all know a bit better. So tell us a bit, Meraz, about the construction and about the timeline and about where we're at today.
So A&A, first of all, is a 22-floor tower, mixed-use residential property. So we have shops on the ground floor, we have offices on in the podium area on the 3rd floor, and we have a full amenities floor that has a pool, gym, sauna, spa, and a full-fledged restaurant. And we are also giving a 24-hour concierge service with all of our Arkland towers. So it's more of an experience more than just buying real estate. Once you go with Arkland, you are buying an Arkland experience. So you have the concierge services 24 hours a day, ready to serve any need you have inside your apartment, whether it is getting things from outside the city, helping out. And we have the facility management in place to help out all potential customers down the line. A&A, in terms of construction, is we are on the 9th floor currently, going to 10th floor. We have 2 basements underground, and we are using the latest technology in construction, which is hollow core slabs and precast beams. So this technology actually saves a lot of weight on the building, gives more thermal and sound insulation between floors. So you won't be hearing your noisy neighbor upstairs when the madam is wearing heels. You should have up to 30% lower sound emissions between floors and 35% lower heat emissions. And we are using the state-of-the-art finishing. So everything is important. We are getting our tiles from abroad. We're getting all our aluminum is coming from abroad. We are using international brands such as Shupko. Our glass is coming from Saint-Gobain. So there is no cost spared in terms of finishing. There is no cost spared in terms of concrete. There is no cost spared in terms of anything. We are truly developing a world-class international level development in a world-class international city. And that follows through to our other developments. So Arkland, as per our developments and our quality, we are known to unifying it across the board. So whether you buy an Arkland property in Eko Atlantic, in Ikoyi, in Banana Island, wherever it is, whether in London, whether in the US, quality is not compromised and quality is always consistent. So what you see in Lagos, you can see abroad. You can see in other parts of the city even.
That's fantastic. And thank you for that. And I agree, it's so important to say that it's not even top class for Lagos. It's just world class, top class for the world, and really putting Lagos on the, the map as a center of real estate excellence, which is, I think, fantastic. One thing that before we go into the new developments, you mentioned, and now I'm sure people have noticed as they're looking around Eko Atlantic, that we don't see drainage, on the side of the road. We don't see above the ground electricity cables. So can you go in? How is A&A powered? How is the sewage and the water system, leading into the world-class designs on the building? But what about how are the amenities structured?
Currently, all the infrastructure has been already laid. So now Eko Atlantic is South Energy is working on building the power station and the sewage treatment plant. So we're expecting by the end of A&A Towers, we should have these amenities in place. And we have already made provisions to make sure that these are provided even if South Energy do not provide them. So we have generators running our power, and all the infrastructure is already in place. So it's a plug and play development. And that's the beauty of developing in Eko Atlantic. Unlike outside the city, where you have to be from government in a way, you have to build your own sewage treatment supply. In Eko Atlantic, you have none of those. Your sewage is taken care of, your water supply is taken care of, and your electricity is taken care of. And that's why it's easier to build and easier to maintain down the run, because it's a corporation that's handling everything. It's a big company. It's not you and fixing the generator you have. So it's more of separating Lagos into 2 sides. It's the proper infrastructure, proper everything world class.
That's amazing. We can see here from this image, we have long, wide streets, great sidewalks. We have trees. We don't see much green in Lagos, so I'm sure everyone is happy to see. And any other developers, even who are in the audience, you can take that advice from Merez and Evelyn that not only is it a great place to live, it's a great place to build because you have the amenities built in, you have the structure, and I like how you put it, Merez, it's plug and play. But one thing, as we were talking before, you mentioned, which I thought was really exciting, is that even though you're on the 10th floor, amazing progress at A&A, but from what I understand, the demand is so high, you've even started another development, Phoenix Tower. So whoever would want to take it, can you tell us about how are sales going at A&A? Are there interests? Why did you start Phoenix Tower before the first one's completed? And maybe give us some feedback of how it's going and then the new development that's happening and the thought behind that.
Thank you, Daniel. I must say that Eko Atlantic City, just as Mary said, the infrastructure is one of its kind. And so it naturally draws in a lot of people. When we started A&A Towers, a lot of people didn't quite know about the city, and we did a lot of sensitization to bring them in, show them around the city, talk about how eco-friendly it is and how it has the world-class infrastructure. And the second tower, the A&A Towers birthed the second tower. So on A&A Towers, we're about 90% sold out on A&A Towers. And Phoenix Tower, which is our second development in the city, the 27-story tower, was bettered from A&A. So most of the subscribers, when they come in to say, oh, can I buy something in A&A, we're saying it's either gone or you have to buy at the current market rate. That's what bettered the second tower in the city. Another thing that actually drives a lot of sales for us in the city is that our properties are dollar-based. As you know, the economy and the Naira seems to be having a hit fall every now and then. So we decided to conceptualize a project that had zero variation. So we are sure that the prices are not going to shift in the future. You would say material cost has grown by 300%, and then you have to start looking at your numbers again. So we decided to create a project that was domiciled in FX. So the customers or the early bird subscribers were able to come in, buy at a fantastic rate, whilst waiting for us to start. So as you can see in your background here, this is Phoenix Tower. We're currently piling, and we started at a very, very good rate. And there's 70 to 80% of people that subscribed in when we started were able to get a very good number. And I would say the sales has been fantastic because people want to see that there's room for growth. They want to see their ROI growing. They want to see their yearly capital returns growing vis-a-vis the downslide that the Naira is going against. And we're able to create some solutions to that problem, hence bringing us quite a number of sales.
That's fantastic. And really, thanks for that explanation. So you're really giving the buyers that flexibility, whether they want that fully built to buy all at once or the longer payment plan. And I agree, having the dollar rate as well gives more protection in the market. Before we talk about some other developments you're doing, and also I want to get into the investment opportunity, I want to take a first question from Ife Olua. So thank you very much, Ife Olua, for your question. And I'll just remind the audience again, any questions, please put them in the Q&A or the chat, and we'll be asking them. So Ife Olua has asked, and whoever would like to take this, what about Eko Atlantic attracted Arkland to site their development there? What is their outlook for Eko Atlantic in residential and commercial markets? So thank you, Ife Olua, and Merez or Evelyn, whoever would like to take that.
Eko Atlantic actually is situated to face an economic boom. So as our position, we entered Eko Atlantic, it was more of a dream reaching fruition. We wanted a desert to go and build in the desert. We were searching for it. So that's what drew us to Eko Atlantic. So it was our desert at the end of the day. So that's what got us there. And we plan on being very major market players. Our company goals, dreams, if you want, is to build 40% of the city. So it's not just one development, another development. Our at the end, our goal is to build 40% of Eko Atlantic City.
And thank you, Marisa. Just to add to that, every developer's nightmare is infrastructure. So around the Lagos city, you have fantastic properties, fantastic projects, but there's always the problem of the external infrastructure being a problem. So during the rainy season, you're dealing with flooding. During certain seasons, you're dealing with traffic here and there. Eko Atlantic is a live, work, and play zone. And that's one of the things that drew us to the city. We really wanted an environment where our subscribers can work, their children can go to school, they can even shop at the local market, they can live in an environment that has proper infrastructure. They're not scared of flooding, they're not scared of security, they're not scared of nothing. And for us as a company, we like to play the long-term game. We believe in waiting it out. You start small and you end big, and that's what took us there. And with us, we say do it once, do it right. So we wanted to ensure that on this one property that you are buying, you get it right for the first time, and you don't have to worry about any other factor. So that accumulates part of the reasons why we decided to, go in heavily to invest in the city.
That's fantastic. So thank you for that answer. Thank you for the question, Ifelua. And that's, you heard it here, 40% of the island Arkland is set out to build. And it's really exciting. And I think as well, some recent announcement that the US Embassy will be moving to Eko Atlantic, doing the American Village. And I think there's some talk with some of the other embassies, with the French and other embassies. So it's not just residential and commercial that are going there. It's also going to be embassies, really, as Evelyn said, schools, markets. So really fantastic there. Before we get into the other developments, would like to ask, so for those who are in the audience who are investors and they're thinking, how do I get in earlier? What is the investment opportunity? You mentioned how Phoenix was giving that early investment. So can you touch on, if they're, for a savvy investor, how's the best way to enter the market? Maybe some few options. What opportunities does Arkland provide to get in early so you get some capital appreciation as it goes? So could you take us through that, Maris, and maybe Evelyn as well?
So for in our business model, early birds truly get the worm. So we offer early bird investors a very discounted price. That way we can gather funds, and it puts us in a position that we can actually offer a very high return on investment for the investor. So our investors reach around 50 to 60% return on their investment, especially early bird investments. And to avoid any inflation and variations, and also to protect our investors' money. So, with every depreciating local currency, prices tend to drop, especially in real estate. But we are pushing and we are adamant on pricing everything in dollars to protect the investors' money. So whatever it's worth, it's still worth it, and even with a 30% more ROI down the line.
Amazing.
Just
wow.
to add to what my colleague Maris has said, we encourage a lot of investors to come in with us when we just start a new project, just like I mentioned. Off-plan really is the best way to key into any of our existing projects, and you make the best returns. We have so many client testimonials that keyed in when we sell below the market prices. So for us, when we start a project, for us, off-plan would mean that we would go into the market below the city's prices. We go in with as low as 40 to 60% below the city's prices, and we run that for a short period of time. Now, any savvy investor that takes advantage of that, gets the best returns. Within a 90 to 180 days period, the prices usually jump because within that season, construction work would have started, and then they begin to make their returns. Sometimes the returns can be as high as 80% at a boom. Sometimes it can be as low as 30%, but either which way, you get great returns when you join us at the off-plan stage. So that's what we would be advising the participants or any of the interested investors.
And as we always say, you don't make money when you sell, you make money when you buy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Exactly. So get in early, confidence in the projects. And I think what's great about Arkland is that you guys have a track record, that you've done it. And so anyone investing on the off-plan stage can be confident that the quality, will be top notch. It'll hold up to the standards as the other developments. And I agree there. And 80%, wow, that's beating, you think, Dubai, London, that where else are you getting these returns? And in Lagos. And I like what you're saying. You're getting in not just at the start of a building, but at the start of a city. And so it's a fantastic opportunity. We have a couple more questions. We'll take these before going into some details about the other developments. We have an anonymous who says, so thank you very much for the questions. When is Eko Atlantic likely to be fully developed? There seems to be a lot to build until the whole development has been constructed upon. So maybe if you could touch on, is Eko Atlantic built in phases? What's the plan for the city? Because I'm sure, as most people see, when you go there, it's huge. It's it's really expensive.
so I'll just answer that. And thank you, anonymous attendee, for that question. So Eko Atlantic, it's an ongoing project. What you need to know about Eko Atlantic is that it was sampled in phases. You have phase 1, you have phase 2, you have phase 3. Now, the phase 1 and phase 2 is where you have a lot of the high rises. You can go as high as you want. And phase 3 is where you have, for people that want to build their personal spaces, you don't really go too high on that space. And there's a whole lot to build, quite all right. But what you should know is that a lot of the space that you see has already been purchased by people that bought land, at the conceptualization of, Eko Atlantic. And sometimes some of them are buying for personal use, some of them are buying for investing or for building investment properties. And the city is designed in regions. You have the business district, you have the residential district, you have the commercial district, you have the school district, you have the hospital district. So what you should know is some of the areas that you see practically empty are probably school district or commercial district or hospital district, while the residential districts are currently being developed. Between 18 to 24 months, you should see a large boom within the city because quite a number of developments are about to start. And as you know, with the construction, it takes a while to do your designs, your drawings, all of the modification, the government regulatory part, and all of that. But for this question or for this asker, just look out for the city in another 2 years from now, and you will be amazed at, the fill up of most of the spaces that you see. And more and more land is becoming eroded in choice areas of the city. And with the current security of the country, you see a lot of people wanting to be in a more secure space. So even as the region like phase 3, which is the newly developed part, you see a lot of personal buyers already buying land to develop personally. And we expect a huge influx of people that will be coming into the city in the shortest period of time.
Yeah, great answer, and really thank you for that. And I think it's for everyone who's in Lagos, who's seen the development. You can almost think of how Lekki was transformed, right, from what was once swamp to now one of the most prime parts of the city. And I think that that's also a great point, that we'll probably see Eko Atlantic develop in parts because it's zoned in parts. And most of the development right now is happening around the Marina District, if I understand correctly. And then we also see a large development at Eco Energy Estate. But I think a lot of people still think that it looks almost like it's in VI because it's right there on the edge. But you're already seeing a lot of development there. And I think, yeah, before we know it, it's just going to expand. So I like what you're saying. You don't want to wait till the city is fully built to get in, or else you'll be buying at the top dollar rates. So we'll take a few more questions, and thanks everyone for the questions. And thank you, Ayoade, referring, it was Bar Beach. Yes, that was once where Eko Atlantic was, but as we saw, was washed away. And so the need for this seawall protection is even more important. So we'll take a question here from Abbas, and then from Benson. Pleasure to have you with us, Benson. And so Benson's question is I think a fantastic question, that Eko Atlantic, right, is being built as this new city, going to be fantastic, great roads. But at the end of the day, we're still going to have to fly into Murtala Mohammed Airport and come in from there. And so one question I think it's a great point is, with the expected increase in traffic flow in and out of Atlantic City, are there any plans to expand the roads leading to the city, i.e., Madu Bello Way and Akin Adeshola Way? How will the traffic be managed into the city?
Actually, some road reparation efforts have started. So we have the main stretch of road leading to Eko Atlantic has had a fresh coat of tarmac laid on it, and the entire road with the drainage system has been rehabilitated. So and expanded also, and more. Smaller roads are being fixed up throughout VI, and we are expecting by the time the traffic need to be widened, the Lagos government will make the necessary amendments.
That's great. So we are seeing already, you're saying already, plans going for increased, development and increased roads. So I think, yeah, that, either way, as things grow, the city will, the government and potentially those within Eko Atlantic will expand it out. I know there's the plan for a while to expand Amadou Bello Way into more of a highway as part of like the UN road. So it'll be exciting to see how that pans out. Abbas, I see you raise your hand and thank you for your patience. Abbas has asked, please, clear explanation on purchasing through a trust. Purchasing through trust. I think what you're asking about is, and maybe if it,
I think it's a procedure of how do our investors get the best discount on purchasing through trust. Because usually the best discount is given when there is nothing on ground, when the design is still pen on paper. And that's where the trust plays in. We have a track record, we have never abandoned the project, we make sure to deliver on all our promises, and the clients are more than happy when they get their apartment. So that track record that we can talk about is still in the early stages, still the year. So now is the best time to invest.
Absolutely.
We try to tailor our projects. Yes, but we try to tailor our projects to align with the expected milestones. So we have a timeline for each project, and we tie your payments via milestones. And most of our clients, they know of our very transparent system. We run a very transparent system and culture because we see our clients as shareholders and stakeholders, in all of our development. So we tie your payment to milestones. So of course, as you're paying us, you come to site, you see that there's a lot of progress, and that will guide your subsequent payments. So that gives you a huge level of trust. And we're not a faceless company. There are a number of back-end people from our client services department to access to. And for any questions that you have, we always have our people on ground to help you or walk you through any issues or any hesitation that will cause trust issues. So all in all, the experience will give you a huge level of trust and dependability.
Fantastic. And I see the questions coming in, so we'll go through these. And thank you, everyone. Keep asking the questions. We're going to keep going through them. I see Abbas, you raised your hand. If you could type in your question, that would be perfect, and we can answer that. So the next one is another anonymous question, but we have so two questions. One more specific on the process, which what are the repayment periods? Has ground broken? If so, what are the major construction timelines? And Jupiter Investments has asked, give us an idea of the price range at A&A, please. What are we talking about here?
Okay, thank you, Jupiter Investments, the first anonymous attendee. So I'll just take the anonymous attendee's question first. So the repayment period usually always span towards the construction timeline. Our typical timeline for projects, it's between 30 to 36 months. So we always have a repayment process or repayment period that is over a 36-month plan. For Eko Atlantic projects that we have, yes, the ground has broken. Yes, for A&A, grounds have broken. We're currently on the 10th floor. For Phoenix Tower, yes, ground has broken. We started piling, and we're slightly above 150 piles, till date. Other construction timelines, of course, we have the breakdown of our construction timelines here, and that's why earlier I'd mentioned that we'll be sharing, or Daniel will be sharing our details and more information about each specific project, so you can get all of the breakdowns for our construction. The price range for A&A, yes, that will also be made available to you. When you say it's too broad, it's really just because we're talking about Eko Atlantic City, and we're trying to give you an overview of all of the fantastic offers and opportunities that you can take advantage of. On pricing and on ranges, all of this information will be shared with you through Daniel once we're done with this webinar. I hope that was helpful. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. And yeah, exactly. And we'll send out an email with all the pricing afterwards. You can also see the Ceso app. We will have A&A Tower featured there as well. And so, and of course, as Evelyn and Maris said, that the prices also depend on when you're getting in. If we're looking at 80% increase from the start to the end, there's quite a price range depending on when you buy in. This one is a more general question, which I think though is very important, and because I think all of us know that the news that comes out of Nigeria, if you watch CNN, these, BBC, you might be thinking, wow, there's some serious issues going on. But on the other side, we see fantastic developments like what you are building. We see a lot of progress in many areas. Dangote's refinery, a lot happening in the agricultural space. So one question is, what are the main economic drivers in Nigeria, specifically Lagos, behind such a development, behind making such a development a success? I'm concerned about the current weakness of NGN versus USD and pounds. So if you could give your feedback there on what you think are the economic drivers behind the success of the development.
In terms of Eko Atlantic, it's situated in a free zone area. So it's outside Nigerian territory. It's governed by its own rules, own sets of regulations, and it's more catered toward diaspora, it's a more USD for FX project. So it's hinged towards external investors, people coming from abroad to deliver an international standard development. So, and that's why we're pitching all our prices in USD to avoid any inflation. So let's say the Naira goes up, the Naira comes down, your value is still intact, your money is still in USD, and you have global purchasing power around the world. And that is what differs us from other developments. For example, let's say a development is $500,000 or equivalent to around 250 million Naira. Naira shifts, the economy, the Naira devaluates. The 250 million Naira will be worth less than $500,000 over time. So as Naira is devaluating, also your dollar rate is devaluating. And that's why we push it into dollars. You pay with dollars, you maintain your value with dollars. So $500,000 at the end of the project will be $600,000, $650,000, and so on and so forth, depending on which point you enter the project.
So I think that's
it's a way of securing an investment.
Absolutely, with the price rising in a way as well.
Yes,
I think oh, go ahead, Evelyn.
Thank you, Daniel. So just to further point out the main other economic drivers behind development being such a success, it would be wrong for us to wrap this up without saying a huge thank you to South Energies and the Lagos State government team behind creating such a development, because currently, outside of even the weakness of the currency, there are issues with huge security inflations that is spanning various areas around the country. And this city doesn't just start from Victoria Island; it starts from Victoria Island and then ends on the Lekki area. So that means that there will be a lot of drivers for business in between the city. And I talked about the commercial zones that are already in the city, like the banks, the businesses that will be coming into the city. We strongly believe that by the time the full 10.5 million kilometers of this city has been fully sandfilled and created, this will be a huge success, because there's a third mainland bridge coming. There's the coastal road, the fourth mainland bridge, pardon me. There's a coastal road coming, which will slice through the end that cuts through Lekki. So with all of this, we expect a lot of business, to make this development a success. So these are major drivers that helps with ensuring that properties like this stand the test of time and help you to lock in the value of your investment, just as Maris mentioned when he was talking about the currency and the devaluation.
Absolutely. So it can be a store of value as well. So as the city grows, you have your money in hard currency, as Maris says, you can keep getting the appreciations which I think is great. And I like how you mentioned it, Evelyn, that Eko Atlantic is not just connected to VI, expands all the way out to Lekki. So it really is going to be an economic connector between the cities, the neighborhoods. I have a great question from Ayo, and I think this is actually one thing we did touch on, which is a great feature of Eko Atlantic. I was asked, are there any water transportation within the city? Are people going to be able to travel through the water? I know this is a great part, so I'll let you guys touch on that.
Yes, we have a canal inside the city spanning from the marina area to the open ocean. That will serve for any water transportation and movement along the city.
That's fantastic. So just note there, even if you're not living in Eko Atlantic, when you want to get around, you can just hop on the boat and and take it from one side to the other. I think that's going to be an amazing feature and really a great aspect. So we have a question here. Let's take Ifeanyi has asked, can one invest with Arkland as a company to earn a return on investment without owning a property? Do you take LP investors for those who are looking at the higher end, or is really the option right now, do you take investment into the whole project before you do a new development, or it's really around, like you said, buy in early into a unit or multiple units and get your returns that way?
Thank you, Fai, for that awesome question. So we have opportunities for strategic investment or investors. And whenever we're conceptualizing a project, and we have a couple of strategic investors that always come in to want to start with us and then earn returns. Yes, we do that. It's just that the tangible thing that we use in ensuring their returns is always a property. So you might not own a property, but we're still going to use the properties to help you get a return on investment. So yes, and then we can talk back end for somebody like Ifeanyi that is asking this question.
Fantastic. And I see just a comment from Nuruddin, who says he's a business journalist with Enterprise CEO Media Company. So we appreciate your message, Nuruddin, and we will be sure to reach out and make the connections to the Arkland team afterwards as well. And we appreciate I think everyone with an article and more press, always appreciated. So a question here from Omotayo, sorry, is that do you reward referrals? So someone's asking if they were to buy and maybe bring a friend to buy, or they're bringing someone, do you have a program for that?
Yes, we do referral rewards. In fact, all of our existing customers, that's one of the features of our sales season that they love. So we don't just encourage you to buy, but we give you a referral bonus every time you bring a referral. So Omotayo, yes, please, you can hop on board and get awesome referral bonuses.
Awesome, fantastic. And again, if there's any final questions, please put them into the group. But before we call it an end to the webinar, and please everyone get your final questions in. This is your time to ask, get your key info. We appreciate all the questions thus far. But Arkland is not just an Eko Atlantic. I know it's the focus here. But before we go in, I think it's important for people to know that there's also options in VI, there's options in Ikoyi and Banana Island. And from what I understand, there's going to be even affordable options going further out down the Lekki Peninsula into the future. So you can get that amazing quality of Arkland, but more at affordable prices for people who are farther down. So could you speak a bit about us of what your plans are beyond Eko Atlantic and what's happening now and what's in the pipeline for people to expect?
So currently we are mentioning of Lagos Island. So we have developments in Ikoyi. We have an 18-floor development in Ikoyi, which is currently starting by the end of the year. We have a 20-floor development in Banana Island, which is and will be the tallest tower in Banana Island. It's an extremely luxurious development. Apartment sizes start at 468 square meters. We have apartments as big as 658 square meters. And we are currently in the works, in the design process of building 1,366 units in Jakonde Lekki. So that goes to show that we are not just targeting one area of the market. We are spreading into the entire market, from the lowest end to the highest end.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think that's great because we don't see a lot of developers who really hit both of the markets. And so I'm sure there's many people that have come, they'll see what's happening at A&A, at Eko Atlantic and say, I want to be part of this, but maybe, maybe the island's a bit too much. So you have that option and a nice community in Jakonde as well. And again, for those who don't know, I saw we had a few comments. Joel says, great presentation. Thank you, Joel. And he knows the place. So you know the place, but you might not know that there's also opportunity for you to get involved in the Eko Atlantic quality, but outside of Eko Atlantic as well. And for those who don't know as well, so these are some things we discussed, that Eko Atlantic is actually going to be expanded out further this way to connect into Lekki directly. And then Jakonde is farther out here on the Lekki Peninsula. I think we're running just a bit out of time, so we have just a final question. So anyone with your final questions, put them in now. Forever hold your questions. But of course, if you have questions afterwards, you can always email us. You can we're going to send the recording out. You'll have all the info. But Ayo, thank you for the question. Ayo has asked, for investors who intend, it's a great question, who intend to rent out the property, what is the plan? Will rent also be in USD? And does Arkland have a management solution? Mary, as you mentioned, the concierge, does that involve the rental management as well?
Currently, one of the arms of Arkland Group is also facility management. So we manage all our properties from start to end, including we go into the rentals, we check who is the apartment being rented to. So we try to maintain a very friendly and family environment, especially in all our family-oriented developments. And renting in USD is, at the end of the day, based on the client. So you can rent in USD or you can rent in Naira equivalent, but you can rest assured that whatever you are renting, the rent is very, 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 let's say, profitable in Eko Atlantic, especially because there is not a lot of towers situated there and the rent options are very few.
So you should be getting the rental income right at the beginning, right as it starts getting built. And you asked that one, will rent be in USD or will be up to the owner to decide?
At the end of the day, it's up to the owner, the client. They can reach the agreement of mode of payment as they please.
And just to add, we have one tower that is currently completed in the city, and you have occupants there that are paying in USD. So it's really dependent on the owner of the apartment. If you want to rent in USD, oh yes, there's a firm yes that you can rent in USD. And if you want to rent in Naira, as far as the returns matches your expectations, that's really all we care about. And we can do the end-to-end services, just like Mary's mentioned. Our facility arm is there to assist with all of the profiling, the renting. So really, you're just getting the TikTok in your bank account, and you really don't worry about the hassle of getting who to rent and whatnot. So it's we take on that whole.
Yeah, fantastic. So I think that's a great option. And I would just note, for those who haven't checked, you can also go on to Airbnb and you can see that right now there's options for rental in Eko Atlantic. And I think as Evelyn and Maris is saying, the demand is so great. People are even renting out boys' quarters as studio apartments. If you check it on Airbnb, because a lot of people want to be located in the city because of a lot of these reasons, has been discussed on the webinar. I think we've exhausted all the questions. If there's any more questions, please, we're coming up on the end. But if there's any last questions, put them in. But while we're waiting for those last questions, any closing words, statements, advice, motivation from both of you you'd like to end the audience with?
Well, first up, would like to say a very big thank you once again to Ceso Global. Thank you, Daniel, to you and your entire team. We also want to thank all the participants that came on board today to hear about us, talk about this fantastic city. Like we say, for us, we're really people of few words and more of actions. So we would encourage people to come into the city, do a tour, do a visit to our properties, and see that there are levels to this thing called construction. When you come and see an Arkland development, you will truly be wowed with our building processes, our models of construction, and generally our technology, because we're bringing in technologies that haven't even been used, in the country, just so that we can give our customers a fantastic and stable ROIs, on their investment. So we encourage everybody that's listening in here, friends, family, please come on board, come into the city, take a drive around the city, just so you can appreciate the quality of the infrastructure and the amenities that we've been talking about, and also see what the city is going to become via, our constructions. So that's what I'd like to say. Meredith.
I'd like to say thank you for everyone who attended, and I think Evelyn wrapped it up excellently.
Excellent. Thank you so much, both. I see, Abbas, you raising your hand. Unfortunately, the settings, we don't have the ability to give speak access. So if you have a final question, you could type it. Otherwise, send us a message and we'll be sure to answer. We can set up a call, as Evelyn said, a tour. Now I would just say on my end, thank you everyone so much for joining. Thank you so much, Merez, Evelyn, you're fantastic guests. And it was, I think everyone was very impressed with the information, the quality that Arkland is bringing. And really, I think as we said at the beginning, it's not around building the best, properties in Lagos, but also world-class properties that are on, the scale of, the top in the world. And that's what we really believe that Eko Atlantic in Lagos is going to become, is a hub for West Africa and a financial hub of the entire world. So thank you so much. And Amoaba has asked, will the presentation be recorded? So yes, the presentation has been recorded. You'll be sent out a recording of the presentation. We'll have this live on YouTube that you can rewatch as many times as you want. And then we'll be sending out more details on how you can book a tour, the prices as well, that you can come in now, any special deals. And again, I would encourage everyone as well, you can go to the Ceso Global website or download the app and view the properties there as well. And so we look forward to hearing from you. We look forward to helping you secure your first property, or maybe your second or third, at Arkland, at one of these fantastic developments. So thank you both, and thank you everyone who's joined.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Okay, we're good. Bye, everyone. Cheers.
Bye.